We are live. We are live. Welcome to the show that doesn't have a name. Welcome to the
Okay.
show that doesn't have a theme song. Welcome to the show that's the only show that I know of that's online with mommy and son, Mama Bear. Not so baby bear. But welcome to the show. My name is Rebecca L. Norrington, aka Mom to this one.
Bam. Welcome.
Well, thank you. And I'll and let me say something. I was just thinking when you said when we were just touching base earlier. Yeah, good morning, Mom. You're the only one on the planet that calls me mom.
That's right. This is a special ordered relationship. It's just for you. You're the mom. You
Well,
always will be the mom. And I'm good with that.
well, thank you, son.
Yes.
Now, before we get into today's show, please remember to like and subscribe.
Like before you even know if you like it.
Thank you. Can you like it and not like it? Can you just press the like and subscribe? Subscribe, and leave a comment, please. Thank you.
Leave a comment. Leave a couple comments.
Leave more than one comment and tell your
And-
friends to leave a comment and tell your friends to subscribe and like.
And comment on somebody else's comment while you're commenting on your own comment.
Please.
Please.
This show, we debuted our pilot show last week, and this show we don't know the name of it. We don't have a theme song, but we do have what we'd like to accomplish, which is inspire. And we're only in charge of inspiring ourselves. Inspire, uplift, maybe.
I like
maybe.
uplift. I like that uplift. Inspire, uplift.
You may find it educational too.
Write that down. Educational.
But definitely the E word. Let's say it together. Entertaining. Now, we already know who's more entertaining between the two of us.
We already know that, and I've accepted that as well.
Oh, you're just going to give up?
I am giving up that I'm more entertaining than you. I don't need to hold it over your head. I don't need to make you feel bad about it. It's just the way it is.
Well,
but it's not. But it ain't no competition.
Get it?
I almost spit my tea out.
I didn't even drink. I was laughing so hard. So my cup says,
"Enjoy the journey." Enjoy the journey. Love that. I haven't seen that before.
It's a new cup.
And
I got it about a year. Magic.
Ooh.
Now let's get right to the show before these people start clicking off.
Yes.
So, okay. Last week, we're going to have segments in the show. We're still ironing it out. Thank you for your patience. We're still ironing it out. Segments. One of our segments is going to be called Customer Service Stories. And you shared a very boring, a very interesting story last week. Oh, did I say boring out loud?
Well, it was supposed to be funny, and we learned by the end of the story it was not funny. We did learn. I learned and you learned, right?
Well, yeah, I knew it wasn't funny as soon as it started. Well,
no offense.
No offense. By the way, if you think that you can hurt my feelings or offend me, not you, Nathan, not you. I'm talking to the world. 2 words. You can't. And that's a practice. I am the world's happiness specialist, and there are 54 program behaviors that have been proven to subtract from happiness. I'm up to 54 now. And one of them is taking anything personally. One of them is just taking things personally. It's not personal. Whatever he says to me, it's not personal. Whatever I say to him, it's not personal. That's just right off the bat. And I love that lesson. And I learned that lesson the hard way, and I'm still practicing. I'm still practicing, excuse me, and I'm still learning that lesson. It's not personal.
Not personal. With my experience is all about what I'm going through. If I say something to somebody else, I lash out at them. Even if I directly tell them what a terrible person they are, how wanting them to feel bad, that's still a reflection of my experience. So I'm right there with you. And it is a practice, and I continue to take things very personally.
Well, that's good. Well, that's why it's still a practice. It could, because when you get to a point, and I'm still working, I'm still practicing too, but when you get to a point that you don't take any of this personally, this is an impersonal universe, things start feeling a lot more peaceful. Let me just talk about personal really quickly. This is with us. You said that you're going to be visiting for Christmas, and one of the things we don't do as a mother and son is put any, well, at least practice, put any obligation on, especially around the holidays, birthday, holidays. No obligation. There's no obligation for this one. Call me, text me. I'm your mother. You better call me. And so you are visiting on Christmas Day. And I was telling one of my students, I taught the foam roller class this morning. I was telling one of my students, in fact, the only student that was in class, but I digress. That's not personal either. That you were coming on Christmas, and I said, you're staying in a hotel, which I just would like you to share. That's one of the things that we've learned together, is that I can't love him any less. I don't love him any less. In fact, love him even more, because he's taking care of himself, and our dynamic, you need to break. Well, I don't need a break, but this one needs a break. And so would you please address that a little bit? I mean, we've been doing that for a while. When I come to California, I'm not staying with you, you're not staying with me, even though I don't know, Nathan, I believe, scratch that. I know our relationship is so close, but no.
Yeah, I would love to. I think that's such a great topic, and it's timely for the holidays. It's what's going on with us right here, right now. This is real, in the moment, behind the scenes. And here's the thing is, we could do whatever we want to do. We could stay in your house. We could stay in a little house. We've stayed in hotels before, slept in the same room. We've done trips. We've really have a wide history of sharing spaces together, and including 2020 going into 2021 being in a house together for 5 months. So
it was 6 months. But it felt like 1 week.
Oh, that's sweet. Was it 6? Yeah, 6. Okay, 6, 5, 5, 6. Anyways, it felt like 6 years to me, but not in a good way. 6 good years. Anyway, no, it was one of our
Keep going.
Actually, it was one of our best times together.
The best time for me.
One of the best times for me. And so for Christmas, yes, well, we had options even up until a couple of days ago of staying with you. Maybe I stay Airbnb, maybe we get a mattress. Long story short, you offered to stay in a hotel nearby. What do you think about that? And I feeling it out, we talk about feeling it out, going with that in the moment feeling. It felt easy. We do easy. It felt like a nice gesture. I felt like you did that for me, knowing me. You said I need space, but you don't necessarily need space. That felt like a gift for me. And
it was a gift. It was a gift. And I really don't need space from you. I could cling onto you hip to hip maybe a half hour to watch Judge Judy.
Yeah, I mean, I believe, this is me getting into other people's business, but I believe everybody needs some kind of reset space, but it's not up to me to even know what that is or how long they need. But for me personally, I like having reset, late evening, early morning sleep, sounds and around the house sleep. I just like that sleep time. And then yeah, it just gives me an opportunity to I'm a self-identified introvert. I mean, if we want to use labels, introvert, extrovert, I recharge when I'm by myself. I can recharge when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we're doing, and I'm really proud of us, and I'm looking forward to bouncing in and bouncing back, and I'm really feeling a great time. And yes, and just to piggyback, last thing I'll say about the holidays, we've been doing this for a long time, because I don't know if there's any days of the year that have more expectation, more obligation, more pressure, at least for me, than a holiday, birthday, Christmas, any kind of holiday. Goddamn Easter, St. Patrick's Day, gotta wear green. I mean, it has this thing that I have to do that just feels like pressure. So we've been doing this for a long time, and it just felt right for her, felt right for me to do Christmas this year. And we've done Christmas not on the 25th.
And not only we've done Christmas, sometimes we've never even celebrated Christmas. Sometimes we celebrate Christmas in February. Sometimes we don't even celebrate it at all. Meaning, anyway, what you said, this obligation, this expectation, it is a whole programming around holidays, programming around birthdays. If you're not at Aunt Sable's Thanksgiving dinner, you're in trouble with Auntie Sable. I don't even know where I pulled Sable out. Is that even a name? Maybe. Anywho.
Maybe Sybil.
Sable.
Salem.
Whalem.
Yeah.
Balaam.
Yeah. And then yeah. I'm just thinking about just, we're here to have a good time. We're here to have fun. We're here to be in the moment. We're here to celebrate all days, all moments, all the time in the way we want to celebrate. And it might look different year to year.
It will look different year to year. And one of the things that let me just say something. This whole program, okay, back to our relationship. And that's one of the things in a relationship I practice with you, is that what works for you, I love you. So whatever works for you is going to be good for me. I don't need you to compromise. I don't want you to, well, Mom, like, no, what works for you works for me. And if anyone, this is my personal perspective, if anyone questions, I'm just going to speak for myself, me, well, why don't you come and this trying to make me feel guilty or any kind of way? Later, alligator. And the world practices programming, and the world practices a certain way. I mean, how crazy is it that billions of people have to do the same thing on the same day and eat the same things and talk about the same? It's a program gone wild. But next topic.
Yeah.
Unless you have something to wrap up.
Well, I just want to say, for me, with holidays, I just want to give myself the opportunity, as the holiday comes, or whatever the day comes, to really feel out, okay, what do I want to do? What am I maybe being called to do? And let that be fresh in the day, in the year, in the moment, and let it be different. Let it be the same as last year. Let it be whatever it is. And that's up to me. And if anyone else has a problem with it, they can kick rocks.
Or
crack corn.
That's right. Jimmy crack corn and
I don't care.
Thank you.
Practice not caring.
Now that's an honest statement.
Yeah.
Me crack corn and I practice not caring. And I discovered that there are certain things that I do care about, and I had to admit that. And that's the other thing. You don't have to be honest with anyone else, but I have to be honest with myself. And Jimmy crack corn, and sometimes I do care what other people think, and I'm working on it. I'm practicing that. Our next topic, customer service stories. Who doesn't like a annoying, irritating, bothersome, any story that can take me from 0 to 100 in less than 2 seconds? It's customer service. And guess what? I have a fresh story from this morning.
Ooh, fresh, certified fresh. So fresh I can smell it.
And it stinks.
And it stinks.
It stinks. I've called Apple. I'm 68. Don't tell anybody. I've called Apple customer service so many times, I have the recording memorized. I know all of the prompts. I know how to get from one space to another. I know how to go quickly. And even I know that I'm off when I'm responding to the question, to the robotic question, to the machine, to the machine before it even ends. Yes. Do you have anything other questions? Yeah, no. And then it doesn't. You can't do that. You've got to listen to the whole thing.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's terrible.
And by the way, if you do call Apple customer service and you don't want to listen to music, you press the number 4. It's not
Thank goodness. Thank you for that. I'm sure others will appreciate that too, because that music is just makes it worse.
Everything makes it worse. So my iPhone was updated, periodically has updates, and I do not like the new updates at all. Listen, I'm getting mad already. The new updates, number 1, when people call me, the phone usually says Nathan Sell or Nathan Norrington or someone else, so and Sell, Laura Sell. So I hear who's calling me. I don't have to look at the phone. That was my first challenge. That was my first request. The second request was, since the update, on my phone, it used to, when people would call, it used to, the picture of them would fill up the whole screen. And now it's just a little circle. And I want it to fill up the whole screen. That's number 2. The third one was, because I had it all in my head. The third one was when I set the alarm, when I'm going to sleep and I need to wake up at a certain time, I say 5 hours or 6 hours or whatever it is. And then if I set 5 hours, it'll automatically tell me that you're going to wake up at 8:15. Well, now the new updates, it doesn't tell you what time you're going to wake up. You have to set a second alarm. And the other thing is I like to see my pictures. I've chosen a picture for every single person, and I just want to see the whole picture.
Oh, this is really burdensome things.
Yes. And I was very succinct. So I already know I call, is this Apple tech support? Yes. And there's also with Apple, you can, if the person doesn't know what they're doing, you can tell right away, because they say, oh, excuse me, hold on a second. And then they go to the manual and they read instructions, which makes me do this.
Yes.
So that's when I do my regular, can I speak with a senior technician, please?
Of course. Well, we want someone that's been working there for years. We want someone that knows everything about the iPhone. We want to be helped quickly, efficiently.
Well, see, you're a nice guy. This is what I say. I want somebody that knows what they're doing.
Nice. I thought, well, another one of your lines, if you don't mind me sharing, I have heard you say that you ask if they're training, right? You've asked that.
Are you training? Are you still training?
Are you still training? You might not think you're training, but it sounds like you're training. Okay, so this is okay. Okay, you want the picture? Yes.
So 3 very, very specific. And if you know me, you know I'm quick to the point. Let's go, business, let's
Correct.
go.
Yes.
So then I'm calling, and I already know when you call Apple, you give them your name, you give them your email so they can find you right away. I want screen sharing on the phone. Anyway, this gentleman was an explainer, like to explain why I didn't have those 3 features. And then I can go probably, did I say I was a happiness specialist? This may be a bad look. I'm going to keep telling you anyway.
Please do.
And so he's an explainer. He's a slow explainer. And if there's one thing that takes my ego from 0 to 1,000,000, is somebody that's explaining something to me that it will go in one ear and out the other, and that I don't need to know. And then I'm just theirs. I've given up. And now I'm crazy program. But the interesting thing, Nathan, is how does this same customer service program get me every single time? That's robotic. That's robotic. But let me.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of slow explainers, then what happened?
Okay, I'll get to the point. Thank you. I guess you're rubbing off on me.
Good one. And I was going to say the opposite. I'm rubbing off on you with this story.
Thank you. So this is one thing that anyway, I said 3 things, and then he wanted to repeat. I said, I already told you exactly what it was.
Well, they're terrible at the Apple store. I mean, I can attest. I went there in person the other day, and I wanted to rip my hair out, my nails out, rip my eyeballs out, and I wanted to kill the person I was working with. And he waddled over to me, and of course it was the person that, I mean, I don't want to, I hate to judge here, but let's just say he looked like it was going to be a challenge just by the look. And explaining and buddy and this and the iPhone and last year and 30 years ago and when I did this and when I did that, and I did throw him I don't care. I did say at one point, I don't care about this. And then I had to reel it back in, and then I was just cursing the universe for giving me this terrible person. I really felt punished by, why did you give me this person? I was tense the whole time. And I told him, and then I'll turn it back to you, but I told him, this Apple stuff, Apple just bugs me in general. I mean, I'm up here using Apple products, but it just bugs me because I feel like they're such salesmen. They're so slick. They're always trying to one up something and trying to, sell me, and like I'm some dummy, and they're trying to make money off of a dummy. And it's just, I hate it.
Well,
so,
can you tell me how you really feel?
But I love my new iPhone.
Wow.
And over the phone is probably just 10 times worse because it's just, yeah.
The whole customer service. The whole customer service. I'm going to get to the end of the story because this poor person. Anywho, at the end of the story, and he could help me, assist me with one. The other 2 issues, no, I'm just going to have to live with it. That's just the update. It's not going to change. So the only thing that I got help with was announcing the calls, announcing who is calling me when they call.
The verbal, yes.
With the verbal, and the last thing, which is always a program, which is always, and I wait for it. I wait for it. I wait to be insulted. I wait to be annoyed. I wait to get even more angered. I wait for it after everything's helped, after everything's done. The program question, and next week maybe we'll tackle stupid questions. Same question, and it was coming. I already knew it. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Now, so I took a deep breath. I did a little deflated laugh. I was suffering in silence, and I managed to get out, no, thank you. When usually it's, well, not usually, but I already called you for everything I needed. No, there's nothing else I need. Or sometimes if I'm in a really good fun mood, I say, yeah, can you order me a hamburger?
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna. Well, what you should have said was, yes, there is something you can help me with. You can help me by never helping me through this Apple customer service ever again.
Now that's funny.
You can help me by quitting your job. I mean, there's so many.
You can help me by jumping off the tallest building without.
That would really help me.
Yeah, that would help me. Okay.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Okay. And then we've got about 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering what time it was. I couldn't see.
Well, just at the very end, I'm glad we talked about taking it personally, because we did talk about that at the tail end of our episode last week. So we said we talked about that. We talked about wasting time, because we were talking customer service, and I said I feel like my time is wasted, and then you said the expectation of how long something is going to take, because I was talking about that being a bummer with customer service. My customer service last week, I expected it to be this boom, 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 and it just wasn't, and that expectation bugged me. And then you also brought up just living in the moment. So that's all I wanted to throw in.
Well, one of the things that you're talking about is when I have future expectations, this whole future thing, future emotions, future ideas, future decisions. I've let go of making any future decisions unless I have an appointment. I have to get on a plane. I have somewhere to go, but this future, how long is this going to take? What is this going to look like in the future? I just don't do future emotions anymore. And one of the things I wanted to share with you, even though you're coming on Christmas, I mean, come on, I can't, well, of course I can love you more and more and more and more, but I'm not thinking about he's coming on Christmas. Oh, how excited. I'm not getting excited for the future. I'm excited. I'll be excited in the moment.
Yeah, I love that. Excited in the moment. It all comes back to the moment anyway. If I'm thinking about the future, I'm doing it in the moment. Thinking about the past, I'm doing it in the moment. And one thing I also like about us, and going all the way back to Christmas and planning and obligations, is
Chris
me.
It's not, yeah, by the way, everyone, it's not Christmas, it's Chris me. Keep going.
Continue. Is also the flexibility to change plans. Hey, I'm not coming on Christmas. Hey, we had this plan for Christmas and let's do this instead. Or let's bump it 3 days later, or 3 days. Just that last little bit of flexibility to ease the pressure even more, to always be flexible as far as for myself. I have to remind myself to do that. And I will say that flexibility, and there are some times where I feel inspired to. I said I was going to do something, and regardless of how I feel in the moment that it comes, I'm going to do it. Just depends on what it is.
Well, what you're talking about is inspiration in the moment. Just living, I'm speaking just living life inspired in the moment. And that's it. Uncertainty is welcomed. No plans are welcomed. I mean, plans are whatever. Being able to just shift in the moment. I like to, you know how those fish, those schools of fish, they just change. They just swim this way, they swim that
Yes.
way,
Yes.
and that's it. And that's how I live. I'm going to have to say most of my life, unless I have something to do, an appointment, something to accomplish, something to finish. I'm not planning anything. In fact, there's people always, what are you doing this weekend? You have any plans for Christmas? You have any plans for the new? I don't have any plans until that day. Unless I have a ticket. I mean, the plan, no.
Well, we do have plans for escape room on Christmas.
Well, yes, we do. I thought you were going to say we do have plans to get off this podcast.
Well, we do have plans too, and then we have the Sphere the next day. So we have plans, but that plan felt good to plan in the moment, and we'll see. I have a feeling it's going to feel good that day too.
Yes, I agree. You know, I wanted to talk really quickly. What was our teaser last week?
Well, that's what I was telling you. What I just said, taking it personally.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you just named those topics, and we said we'll flesh them out next week.
Okay.
So we can have a teaser again. I mean, I like the holidays, since it's not the holidays, but and I want to just throw this out really quickly about our name for the show. That's another in the moment, inspirational, future. Let's be in the moment and wait. Just be patient for it to come without forcing it. It's like letting a baby be born when the baby's ready to come out.
That is a great point. That is a perfect, when the baby is ready to come, it'll come. When the baby's ready to grow teeth, when the baby's ready to walk, when the baby's ready to talk, and not one moment sooner. Yes. That in the moment. And the other thing I wanted to, so we have a teaser. So next week, let's talk about this wasting time thing.
Okay.
Okay. And then also next week, I want to talk about this identity. Yesterday, I was around a family, and then the father said to the little one, "Oh, he's," because the kid kept looking at me and staring at me like this. Mm-hmm. I said, "What are you looking at, shorty? Never seen anybody look like me before?" Anywho, I probably scared him. But the father said, "Oh, he's shy. He's really, really shy." So the whole, where do you get this identity of who is my authentic self? Authentic self. What does that even mean? Is my authentic self a program? So I really want to get into that too. That's going to be a topic, because now this little boy is growing up. Now he's already been bombarded with, he's so shy, or descriptions of who he is and how he is. And who knows? I mean, some babies don't, complete stranger. Some people warm up to them, some don't. Anyway, let's get into that.
I love that. And I'll just do a really quick piggyback. When I got these cats, the kittens, they have already, in their 7 months with me, they have already changed their behavior so many times, where I thought, one of the cats is more rambunctious, one of the cats is more affectionate, one of them is more playful. And I've said that so many times with the labeling them and identifying, and they've changed already a lot. And so I just wanted to throw that out there as an example for me to really firsthand witness these identities shifting and changing, and me expecting it to last forever, and it just doesn't.
Nothing lasts forever.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, nothing lasts forever. I really love that cat example. And what you're describing is just being open to a lot of different possibilities, being open to not knowing. That's another thing that I am open, that I've embraced. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
no.
being at peace with not knowing. Why do I need to? I don't need to know. I mean, I
Why
don't
do I
know.
need, why I need to know, and why do I need to think that I know, or tell myself that I know?
And why do I need to think that I know everything?
Right. And this is coming from two ex know-it-alls.
Well, what a great show today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to this all the way to the end. And that's the end of today's show. We will be here next week. We don't have a name yet, but we're going to keep this moving. We're going to keep making content with me and him.
And any names, suggestions?
Please leave them in the comments.
Yeah.
Any suggestions? Because yeah, any suggestions except for listen, we'll take any suggestions, but definitely I love that. So thank you for listening. We'll be next week, and you've been listening to, well, we don't have a name, but you've been listening to Rebecca, Nathan, mom and son, Mama Bear, Baby Bear, with yours truly, global happiness specialist, and her, whoever he is. Thanks for listening.
Y'all.
Later. See you next week. Don't you say bye-bye.
Don't you say
no.